Okay, so this is the debriefing part of what the session we had. So I thought it was really weird watching myself and the whole session go on because you don't realize your facial expressions until you watch it after, which I think is important. Yeah, which I think is important to be aware of when talking to clients. So I'll definitely record myself more so then I know what I look like to the clients. So that's what I learned from watching myself, and I also do a weird like lip bite, which I would really like to get rid of, so I have to work on that. I felt that I was able to use empathy effectively in the session, but it was a lot harder to come up with things off the top of my head rather than having the book in front of me, able to look at, you know, the equations and what they suggest for certain responses. So it was a little bit harder to do that, but I feel like the book and the homework really helped me be able to respond effectively.
And professionally.
And professionally, thank you. So in the future, what I would do for future interactions, let's see. Well, I would definitely have a better setup. I don't really like that she was sitting here and I was sitting here. I thought that it wasn't a very relaxed setting. I would like it to be more comfortable chairs and obviously a more professional environment than a kitchen table in a kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would change for future interactions. And I would also give more of an introduction to the client rather than me just saying, hi, my name is Karen. I would have went into what the goals were for having a therapy session in general and go over kind of expectations for her, for me, just so we can have a successful therapeutic relationship. How do you think it went?
I thought you were really professional. You didn't start bashing my friends, which would have been a big issue for an actual client if you started calling their friends names about the situation. And you stayed very professional, very empathetic, and you made it obvious that you're on my side without being like, oh, well, your friends suck, but here, you're right completely. You're just like, no, I understand where you're coming from, but you also tried to see their point of view, which was nice, and you definitely tried to pinpoint which emotion that I mainly had about the entire situation, which was definitely a good idea to focus on the main emotion that the client was feeling.
Yeah, and I felt like that was really hard to pinpoint also because there's so many emotions going on, especially in this scenario. Anger, frustration, disappointment. So there's a lot of things that you have to pick out. But I think really listening to the tone of her voice made it easier to pinpoint it, because just listening to the story, if I was reading it, I wouldn't be able to hear really what was behind her voice, which the book also pointed out, which was important, and body language also. There's a lot of hand movement and facial expressions that I really thought helped me figure out what was going on. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing this.
As did I.
Yes, thank you for all your help.
You're welcome.
And that's the end of this.